Su hijo de 22 años era virgen y cobró venganza por nunca haber besado a una mujer.
All of you sexually active men, I hate you. I hate all of you.
Pero tras fulminar brutalmente a 6 personas, su padre quedó como la única persona capaz de hablar en su nombre.
And my son did that. My son caused so much pain and suffering for so many families.
Su ego era enorme.
I do everything I can to appear attractive to you. I dress nice. I'm sophisticated. I'm magnificent. I have a nice car, a BMW.
Pero también lo era el rechazo de las mujeres.
I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy. And yet you throw yourselves at all these obnoxious men instead of me, the supreme gentleman.
Hasta que un día llegó la gota que rebalsó el vaso.
After spending weeks working out in his room so that he would catch the attention of girls at the party, his ego was squashed when a group of female partygoers rejected him. They were sitting on a ledge, and he fell into a fit of rage and tried to push them off of it. The men in the party charged him, pushing him off the ledge instead. They beat him up and broke his ankle. As he stumbled away, he realized he'd left his designer sunglasses at the party. He was so drunk that he walked into the neighbor's house instead, demanding his sunglasses back. The people inside knew what happened next door and beat him up again. Humiliated, he decided it was time to solidify his plans for the day of retribution.
It all has to come to this. I'm 22 years old, and I'm still a virgin. I've never even kissed a girl. You forced me to suffer all my life, and now I'll make you all suffer.
El 23 de mayo de 2014, Elliot Rodger apuñaló a 3 jóvenes en su casa y luego manejó a una casa de hermandad donde abrió fuego contra otras 4, hiriendo de muerte a 2 mujeres. El caso, por supuesto, dio la vuelta al mundo. Pero el sufrimiento ocasionado envolvió también a su padre, Peter Rodger.
Mr. Rodger, Elliot was your son, and he is dead. How do you mourn a child whom others vilify?
It's very hard, Barbara. It's very, very hard. After reading the journal, I had a lot of anger for him. And I think my job now is to try and replace that anger with love and forgiveness. But at the same time, I'm haunted by this disease, this human being that changed and became something else.
La visión que tenía Peter de su hijo estaba errada. Era un orgulloso padre y no tenía idea de los pensamientos que habitaban en la cabeza de Elliot.
Every night I go to sleep, I wake up and I think of those young men and young women that have died and that were injured and were terrorized. And my son did that. My son caused so much pain and suffering for so many families.
When you wake up in the morning, what do you think?
It's like a reverse nightmare situation. When you go to sleep normally, you have a nightmare and you wake up and, oh, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Now I go to sleep, I might have a nice dream. And then I wake up and then slowly the truth of what happened dawns on me. And, that is that my son was a mass murderer.
Y ese pensamiento es el que más azota la mente de Peter. Su hijo lo convirtió a él, sin saberlo, en un villano más de la película.
You did not think that Elliot was suicidal, or certainly not homicide.
There's no way I thought that this boy could flee. I mean, this is the most unbelievable thing, Barbara. What I don't get is we didn't see this coming at all.
Did you know that he was sick?
No. This is the American horror story, or the world's horror story, is when you have somebody who on the outside is one thing and on the inside is something completely different.
Pero más allá de hundirse en la pena, Peter Rodger decidió levantar su voz para crear conciencia.
There have been numerous school shootings. None of the parents of other shooters have spoken with us. Why did you decide that you would speak out?
The only reason I'm here is to tell his story to try and stop this happening again.
Y es que apenas supo de la tragedia, se hizo cargo y se acercó a las familias de las víctimas. Vio en la brutal masacre que cometió su hijo una oportunidad para iniciar una batalla enfocada en el control de armas. Y la voz de Richard Martínez, padre de uno de los fallecidos, fue la elegida para difundir el mensaje.
It's time to stop the gun violence. Our children deserve a land free from fear. Son, you will live in our hearts forever and ever.
If you agree that the people in Washington should hear that not one more person should have to die because of this ridiculous situation, then when I raise my hand, I want you to shout so loud that they're going to hear you. Are you with me? Not good enough. One more time, are you with me? Not one more! Not one more!
Pero claro, detrás de esa incansable lucha se mantienen cientos de preguntas en la cabeza de Peter Rodger.
The father of Adam Lanza now says that there are times he wishes his son had never been born. Do you ever feel that way?
That's a really loaded question. That's a loaded question, Barbara. A part of me says yes. And the reason is because he did an awful lot of harm to young men and young women who didn't deserve to die. And my son did it.
Lo que hizo Elliot Rodger lo convirtió en una especie de héroe frente a los ojos de quienes idolatran su misión. Y es que claro, él fue el pionero de rebelión de los incel, aquel grupo de jóvenes hombres que son célibes involuntariamente y que ven con odio a las mujeres que no les dan atención y también a aquellos que pueden relacionarse con ellos. Casos como el suyo ya se han dado en otros lugares, como elimination en Canadá, que acabó con la vida de 10 personas luego de arrollarlas con una van. Pero claro, detrás del sufrimiento de las familias de las víctimas, también está el dolor que el asesino provoca en sus propios cercanos. Y es que son ellos quienes tienen que lidiar constantemente con el estigma de saber que su hijo es un odiado criminal.
Did you know that he was sick?
No. This is the American horror story, or the world's horror story, is when you have somebody who on the outside is one thing and on the inside is something completely different.